Welcome, DIYers, to the first episode of its kind on my channel. It's kind of a help me episode, kind of not. I mean, Dale's kind of got it figured out. He kind of reached out to me and was kind of asking me some questions about what the channel was all about, and it kind of came down to he was not necessarily having an issue, but he was just kind of interested in what I thought about how he was building something. And he's, a little green, kind of still learning and wants to learn more. And so I figured I'd do this episode to kind of help him see how I would do it if I was using mostly front end technology instead of trying to lean on a PHP like he was planning on doing, which is totally legit and not a bad thing at all. But I want to show him how to use the front end, offload some of the processing to the end user's computer, and also make it not terribly difficult to update, which he was concerned about. With being static, how do I update all this stuff when they've got a ton of images? And I don't necessarily think this is the best way, but I think it's another way to think about it and to think about front-end development on the whole. So we're going to dive right in here. And what this basically is going to be is a quick way to build a gallery. You can style it however you want on the front end. And basically all you're doing is you're handing it an array of objects, and each object is the image, the image data. So the image URL, if you want to do a title and an alt, and then if you want to do a description, we'll do that too. What'll happen is it'll automatically build your little gallery section, and then when you click one of those images, you'll get a pop-up. It's going to be really, really basic. I'm not doing anything crazy. I just want to show you guys how to kind of dive in really quick. Do a quick, just kind of filter over an array and do something with that data. So, with all that being said, let's get to work. So we have a blank folder here called Dale. So let's go ahead and get this popping. All right, so let's create a new index.html. And we're going to create another new file. We're going to call it, do I want to do this? Or do I just want to, I may just embed it all on the page. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'll just embed it all on the page. So we're not going to do external scripts for anything. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. Do I need anything else? Images. I guess images would help. Let's do a new folder. We'll call it images. And I'm going to have to download a few images, I guess, here, huh? So let's do golf pictures. Why not? I'm going to get in trouble for copyright if I do that. Shit, I can't believe I'm doing this while I'm recording, but it's fine. Just chop it all out. But this is another big video. Photos. Sasha Bear. Hey. Sasha Bear. We'll do Kelly Boo. We'll do another Kelly Boo. Some wine, some sushi. That's probably enough. Okay, so this one is Kelly. Sushi. Kelly 2. And then that's gonna be Sasha. Okay. So I went ahead and snagged a few of just my personal images just so I don't get in trouble, and threw them in the images folder. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna use my shortcut. I think it's HTML boiler. So that's just gonna give us the basic HTML boilerplate, which is all we need for this I'm going to cut out Google Analytics. We don't need that. And truthfully, I will probably, depending on how well this goes, because this may go terribly, if it does, I will not do anything with this. But if it doesn't go too bad, I will probably go ahead and throw this up as maybe a plugin. I don't know. We'll see on GitHub, just so you guys have it. I'll throw the code up on GitHub regardless. But without further ado, so let's further ado, further to do. Who knows? Anyway, so let's go ahead and create a div, and we'll call it gallery. ID is equal to gallery. Close that. Alright, so we just have a really basic div here, nothing too crazy happening. Inside that, I'm going to put an ordered list. And that's it. Okay. So that's pretty much all the structure we need. So now we're going to do a little script tag here. Close that off. Then we're going to do sign function. Oops. Nope. Function. Alright. So let's set up a variable, and we're going to call it images, and that's going to be equal to an array. And then inside that array, we're going to do some objects. So we're going to do URL is equal to images. Images, and we'll go ahead and do cali.jpg, or say alt is equal to picture of a puppy, and we'll say title, picture of Cali girl. And I'll say description is equal to a close-up of Cali being silly. So now we're going to do another object, in theory. So I'm just going to copy all this, just to cut down a little bit of typing. And then we're going to do images, we're going to do cali2.jpg. This is a picture of another puppy. And a picture of Cali Girl 2. This is Cali riding in the car. So then we're going to create another one. Oops. Alright, so then we're going to say, this is going to be Sasha. Picture of a big puppy, because she is massive. There's a picture of Sasha girl. This is our lazy Sasha eating dinner laying down. Alright, so one last one here, and this is going to be sushi. Picture of sushi. Sushi dinner. This was my amazing sushi from the other night. Okay. So now we have a nice array of objects, and each object is an image, basically. So let's see what else we can do here with this. So now we're inside the onload function, right? What are we going to do with that? So we're going to say $.each. Open that up, and we're going to say images. So that's our array. we say, oops, function, oops, function, index, value, oops. So let's just go ahead and console log out. Console log value. Alright, so now this should basically iterate over this entire array. So now if I open this file up, oh, nothing happened. Weird. Well, let's look at the inspect our element here and see if console gave us anything. Ruh-roh. What happened? Well, there's our issue. So this is not liking this. So let's just go ahead and throw. That's because I'm not actually on a server. So now I should be able to reload this. Now inspect that element. We should not have any errors, and we should have some stuff in the console. And look at that, we do. We have 4 objects of data. That is a beautiful freaking story. Okay, so that is all we need. So now if you were to do value dot, I just want to, for each one I want to print out value dot URL. Let's save that. That, inspect element, boom. So now we're going to get the URL for each one of those as you're iterating over it, which is great. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and get rid of our console here. Whoops, what's going on? Okay, so what we're going to do now we are going to build a object, I guess. No, an element. It would be an element. I'm a crazy old fool. So now we're going to build a quick element, which is going to be an anchor tag. So we're going to go ahead and do anchor tag href is equal to, oops, nothing, right? And then we're going to say class is equal to, class is equal to, we'll just say gallery image. And we're going to close that. We're going to throw an image tag in here. We're going to do source is equal to that. And then we're going to say, let's go ahead and close that for now. Href, that works. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to handle this data. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we're going to say alt is equal to this, and title is equal to this. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to say data dash description is equal to nothing. Okay. That looks correct. Yes. All right. So for alt, we're actually going to throw 2 parentheses in here, which will essentially open up or allow us to add some stuff in between that will get entered into our quotes. So this is basically breaking our overall string here and allowing us to add some JavaScript. So we're going to do plus, which is going to concatenate something into this. We're going to do value dot alt, and we're going to do the same thing here. And we're going to do value dot title, right? Then we're going to do same thing here. We're going to do value, plus signs, value dot, which one is it? It's value dot URL. And then last but not least, we're going to do the description. So we're going to do double quotes again, plus sign, value dot description, right? So now we're going to say var element is equal to that. So now we're creating an element, and we are going to do $, gallery ul. Oh, you know what? I almost messed up. Almost messed up. So this actually has to be a list item. Oops. Okay, so now we have a list item. So we're going to say append element. So now, if we did this correctly, it should iterate through this and add all of this to our gallery here. Fingers crossed. Whoa! Well, it worked. It did what I told it to do, that's for sure. So now we have our 4 elements here, which is great. Now, let's throw a little bit of styling on this, just for good measure. So we'll throw a style tag in here. Again, this is quick, down and dirty, so we're not doing any external style sheets. But so we're going to say gallery width is 30%. Should work, I think. And then we should do gallery ULLI a image is equal to 100%. Width is equal to 100% of its parent. So we're going to do gallery UL with 100%. Padding, we're going to throw padding 0, margin 0. Anything else? Yeah. List style image none. That should get rid of the dots. That should be enough. There we go. It's a little bit more digestible this way, at least. Realistically, I could probably cut it down to 10%, and then we can keep it all in view here. There we go. There we have it. So we have all these things, and when you click it, nothing really happens. So that's the very basic gist of it. Is we have an object, boom, it's just iterating over it. We don't have to manually enter anything here. So what's next? So we're going to do okay. So we're going to go ahead and do a click function now. Now, the one thing you need to be wary of is if you're trying to do a click function on these are not set in the DOM initially. So it's actually built after the DOM is set. So you can't just do whatever your element is and then click. So you're going to actually have to do an on, which is basically what used to be live. So basically what that does is it listens for anything that's added to the DOM that has that class. So let's go ahead and do $. That's right. So we're going to do $document body, say .on click of anything that is the class of gallery image function. Boom. So we're going to go ahead and return false first of all, and that'll keep it from bouncing back up and doing anything crazy. And I believe that'll also skip it on hitting that hashtag. So now when we click this, we need to actually add a nice little, call this div ID, div ID, call it pop-up. We could do this all dynamically, I guess, but we'll go ahead and do this way for now. And then we're going to say paragraph tag is the description, image is the, Nah, I'm okay with that actually. Source equal to nothing. Alt is equal to nothing. Title is equal to nothing. Okay. So now we'll save that. Let's go up here and say first of all, we need pop up set to display none, because we don't want this thing just showing up anywhere. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of sorcery here. Not really. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of just pre-work, because I know this is going to be necessary. We're going to say background is black. We're going to say width is, say, 400 pixels. Height is 300 pixels. And we're going to say position fixed left 50%, right 50%. And then we're going to do margin 0 pixels for the top, 0 pixels for the right. Left, we're going to do negative 200 pixels, which is half of our width. And then bottom is going to be negative 150 pixels. I'm sorry. I am mistaken there. So it's actually 150 pixels from the top, negative 150 pixels from the top. So what this is going to do is it's going to basically pull it back half of that, which should just center right in the middle of the window in theory. And then let's go ahead, while we're at it, let's go ahead and throw a div id is equal to transparent background. And really all this is going to be is the transparent background that goes between, so it says the index of 20 here, and then we're going to do transparent background. We're going to do position fixed width 100%, height 100%, top 0, left 0. So we're going to do the background, which is background color is equal to RGBA. So it's going to be 255, 55. Actually, it's zeros. Shoot. 0, 0, 0. And we're going to do 0.54. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now we're going to display none again because I don't want that to pop up when we first see it. So now when we click on this, I just want to show, I'm not going to do anything yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the $ transparent background .css display none. I don't want to mix that. Okay, so that's just setting CSS to not to none, to block. Alright. And I'm also going to set pop-up to be the same. Actually, we could type all that out, or we could just come up here, throw our ID tag on that, and then we'll say, we can also set the pop-up to display block. So let's see what happens when we do this. Boom. And look at that. We have, well, actually, no, it's not centered. That's weird. What did I do there? What did I do wrong there? Oh. Nope. Let's try that one. No, that didn't work. Top 50% negative. Man, I am all over today, let me tell you. Man, I don't know what's up with me. Alright, let's try it now. There it is. Look at that. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, I'm actually going to up this to 600 and 400. So that means this is going to be 300. Oops. This is going to be 200. Okay. So that does everything we want, which is great. So then I'm going to put $ dot transparent background dot click function. I'm going to say, so this basically take the same line here and just
display on both to none. So basically what this will do is when I click the transparent background, it should make it go away. Boom, perfect. Okay. Show. What is the last thing we're going to do here? All right, 30 minutes. Okay. So the last thing we're going to do now is we're actually going to, before we display this block, we're going to say pop up, image dot attribute source is equal to this dot attribute source, I believe. As funny as that sounds. I'm going to say pop up image dot attribute alt is equal to $sign this dot attribute alt. This is kind of comical, I guess. I'm going to say instead of alt, we're going to do title. Let's say title. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to say dot data. I'm sorry, no. So this is actually going to be pop up the paragraph dot text is equal to $sign this dot data dot description. I believe that's how that should work. Let's go ahead and close that. Get rid of this. So in theory, that should do everything we want it to do. In theory. Nah. What happened? What did I do? What did I do? I broke it. I knew I broke it. What? Didn't do anything? That's a little weird. What's happening? It might be this is a little jacked up because I'm inside that already. So let's go ahead and just set var source is equal to, it's just weird that it's not throwing an error. So that probably means it's sending us, it's just giving us blank data back. Alternate is equal to alt var the title is equal to title. And then description, that's fine, spell it out. It's equal to $sign. Instead of attribute, I believe it's data. And then it's going to be description in theory. Okay, so source is equal to, is that the way you do? I'm pretty sure that's the way you do source. And this is equal to alternate. And then title. Description. Let's see what that does. What's going on? What's happening? It's not looking good. Huh. I'm not getting an error. That's what's even weirder. So that's telling me that I'm not pulling something correctly, I guess. That's why. I know exactly why. It's this dot. Man, that sucks. So let's call
this is equal to, or no, L is equal to this dot find image. So then instead of this, let's do EL, EL, EL. Except none of that exists. So basically what I was doing wrong there was the anchor tag is what I'm clicking on and I'm catching the click. All that information is on the actual image tag, which is not capturing the click. So we need to step down into one of its children, which is the image, to get all that data. So now, hopefully, this will take care of it. What I did was I set the variable, I should probably set it, put a var in front of it just to be safe, but set the variable EL to this.find image, so this will set it to the image element in this gallery image. So let's see if that pays off. I broke something. Something doesn't like. Something doesn't like something. Image is not defined. Oh, oh. Stupid errors, you know. Well, it's still an issue. What's going on? What's going on? That find is not. This. Oh. Man, I'm being sloppy. It's late. Let's try that again. Haha. Oh, okay. So now we need to set a descriptor, a little. We're say pop-up image is 90 width, 90%, margin 0 pixel auto. Actually, I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna do with auto. Or say height is going to be 80%. That should do what I want to do. Theory. Okay, that's close enough. And then pop up. Oop, P. I'm just gonna set the color to. Right. There it is. So it's updating perfectly. So I mean, that's the gist of it. I'm going to clean all this code up. I'm going to put it up on that's the gist of it. I'm going to clean this code up. I'm going to put it up on GitHub. And you guys can do whatever you want with it. I really don't care. It's not a whole lot. This is not like, I may turn into a plugin. I may not. Depends on how much time I have this week. But do what you want with it. Hopefully this was kind of just eye-opening on how you can kind of just get elements into the DOM quickly, manipulate them, do whatever you want with them, how you can kind of pull attributes and, you know, save attributes, all that stuff. So there's a bunch of different ways to go about this. I just went about the quickest, fastest way that I could think of to show you guys some front-end stuff. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it was eye-opening. Like I said, we didn't do anything too crazy, but it was fun. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, please click like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let me know what you think and how I could do things better. Take care, DIYers.